Have you ever wondered if a chess grandmaster is just born different, like they have some kind of special brain? Or is that genius something that's actually built, piece by piece, through sheer hard work? Well, today, we're going to use the world of elite chess as our own little laboratory to get to the bottom of what really separates talent from true mastery.
And to do that, we're going to zero in on one of the most mysterious champions in the history of the game. A guy whose reign was so incredibly long and dominant that it just baffled everyone. His name was Emanuel Lasker.
And here's where it gets really interesting. His own rivals were completely mystified by him. They'd say things like this, claiming he won games by making moves that looked, well, bad. They thought he was deliberately trying to confuse them, to lure them into psychological traps. It felt less like chess and more like mind games.
His style was so incredibly effective, yet nobody could seem to figure it out. And so, a legend grew around him, the myth of the psychological chess player.
Basically, this myth said that Lasker wasn't just playing the board, he was playing the person sitting across from him. The idea was that he'd intentionally make a weaker move because he knew it would make his specific opponent uncomfortable, that it would exploit their personality and force them into making a mistake.
And you can almost understand why people believed it, because they had to find some way to explain this absolutely staggering fact. Lasker was the world chess champion for 27 years, from 1894 all the way to 1921. That is still the longest reign in the history of chess.
And it wasn't just that he held onto the title for a long time. His actual performance during that whole era was, well, it was just crushing.
Just take a look at some of these major tournaments. St. Petersburg, London, Paris. Time and time again, he's taking first place. And look at who he's beating. We're talking about the giants of the game, Steinitz, Capablanca, Alekhine. This was absolutely not a fluke. This was a pattern of pure, consistent excellence.
So what was it? Was it all just clever psychological tricks? Or was there something much deeper going on inside his mind? Well, to answer that, we actually have to step away from chess history for a minute and dive into cognitive science.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The popular myth of genius is all about innate talent, right? Superhuman memory, lightning-fast calculation. But what scientific research tells us is a very different story. It says expertise is built on a mountain of knowledge, on deep pattern recognition, and on thousands of hours of focused, hard work.
And this isn't just a nice theory. Starting in the 20th century, psychologists literally began putting chess masters under the microscope. They ran all kinds of experiments to try and decode what was actually happening inside their heads when they looked at a chessboard.
And through all this research, they stumbled upon a fundamental secret of the expert mind, a cognitive process that explains their almost magical abilities. It's a concept called chunking.
The big breakthrough came from a brilliantly simple experiment. Here's how it worked. A researcher takes a chess master and a regular amateur player and shows them a complex position from the middle of a game. But here's the catch. They only get to see it for about 5 to 10 seconds. Then, the board is hidden, and they're both asked to recreate the position from memory.
The results were just astonishing. As you can see here, the amateur could remember maybe 9 pieces, give or take. The master, they could recall nearly the entire position, almost perfectly. So how on earth is that possible? Do they just have super-powered memories?
Well, the answer is chunking. The master doesn't actually see 28 individual pieces on the board. Through tens of thousands of hours of practice, their brain has learned to group pieces into familiar, meaningful patterns, or chunks. So they're not remembering more items, they're remembering bigger, more meaningful items. It's like reading a sentence instead of trying to remember 30 random letters.
All right, so now that we have this scientific lens of chunking and pattern recognition, let's go back. Let's reconsider our original mystery, Emanuel Lasker. And suddenly the whole question just flips on its head, doesn't it? Was Lasker really a psychological trickster, or was he actually a positional visionary, someone who could simply see bigger, more complex patterns than any of his opponents?
When you re-examine his games through that new lens, all his tricks start to look totally different. Those weird sacrifices he made, turns out they were for a long-term advantage. His flexible, adaptive style, it wasn't random at all. And those supposedly bad moves, they were very likely the beginning of incredibly deep, strategic patterns that were just invisible to his contemporaries.
And it seems this incredible ability to see deep patterns extended way beyond the 64 squares of the chessboard. His good friend Albert Einstein wrote that Lasker was just a uniquely independent thinker with a deep interest in all the big questions of humanity.
So all of this brings us to a really powerful conclusion, and it's one that applies to way more than just the game of chess.
It turns out, the secret to mastery isn't some special kind of brain you're born with. It's a brain that has been meticulously filled through thousands and thousands of hours of dedication, with a vast library of recognizable patterns.
And this is what makes that finding so powerful. As one researcher put it, it makes the pursuit of excellence fundamentally democratic. It suggests that these extraordinary skills aren't just reserved for a few chosen people. They're accessible to anyone who's willing to put in the work.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If expertise is really built, not born, if genius is just the ability to recognize patterns that other people don't, what patterns are you learning to see in your own life?